The following video contains content that will reveal your inadequacies, insecurities, and overall lack of skill in relation to Pokemon Unite. Tito KMF is not responsible for any emotional, spiritual, physical, or ethereal harm done to any persons as a result of this video. All information presented is current as of early August 2021 and is subject to change. Viewer discretion is advised. Now pay attention, you it's time to learn stuff.
I'm one of the only niggas that was playing Charizard this whole time.
Oh my god! Bro, I blinked and you scooped me anyway!
I saw that.
What is going on?
You were 30 feet away from him. Got
What the f- Alright, that's enough. I get it. It's your first MOBA, or you're bad at MOBAs, or you're bad at video games in general. I mean, maybe you're just trash, like, at the game. Like, maybe you're just trash. I'm talking dog water. Like, that's how bad you are. But regardless, don't worry about it. That's why your boy's here. You already know who it is. It's your favorite commentator's favorite commentator, Mr. Route 1, your 8th favorite streamer, TITO KMF, and we are here to get you right. We're here to teach you some things that hopefully will make playing Pokemon Unite so much easier. And ultimately, you will stop costing me my games when I'm trying to play on my Smurf, okay? That's really a selfish reason, and the real main reason why I'm making this video, okay? So go ahead and full screen this video. I'm about to get you right. It's time to teach you how to play Pokemon Unite. Alright, first things first. This video is not going to show you what the buttons do, what everything is, you know, whatever. How your abilities work, you know, how to move. No, go download the game, play the tutorial for that. I'll give you a second. Oh, played it? You played it? You get it? You understand how to move your character? All right, cool. Now let's get to what this video is actually about. Let me show you how to really play the game, okay? This video is going to be broken down to a couple sections. Characters, items, the map, and the flow of the game, okay? The map and the flow of the game are basically one section, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So, hold on to your butts, because we're about to get into some stuff, okay? Let's first start with the characters. Alright, there are 5 classes of characters in this game, and we're going to go through each of them in a general sense, what they do, okay? This is not a tier list video. I already have one of those. If you want to watch my tier list video, go ahead and click in the recommended videos. Go ahead and go to my channel on YouTube here that you're watching, hopefully, and go watch my tier list video if you want a breakdown of each character and how it stands as of August 2021, okay? But I'm just going to talk about, in a general sense, what each role within the game does in terms of types of characters, okay? First, attackers. These are your range damage dealers, okay? These attackers are basically only there to output as much damage per second as humanly possible. For those of you who never played MOBA before, DPS means damage per second, okay? Pretty easy. They have pretty low HP though, so you should try to like play a little bit safer, play behind your tanks, behind your front line, okay, behind your bruisers, all that stuff, okay? They're pretty low damage. Usually, not always, but usually low mobility, okay? But these are your characters that's going to be dealing out massive amounts of damage and burning down objectives, okay? For this category, obviously Cinderace, since the release of the game, has been one of, if not the best characters in the entire game, even barring the nerfs, okay? But characters like Alolan Ninetales, Pikachu, Greninja, Gardevoir, these characters are all very, very good. Again, if you want to see a tier list video, go ahead and click my other video after you watch this. But these are all attackers, all right? Get it? You want to do damage from a safe distance? Be an attacker. Speedsters. All right, so these are your melee damage dealers. In any other MOBA, these will be called assassins, okay? Really good at scoring. They deal high amounts of burst damage, and they're all melee. So Absol, Talonflame are just a couple of examples here. For the most part, if you're picking one of these characters, you are probably going to go in the jungle. Not necessarily true, but for the most part, you're going to be in the jungle for this, okay? They are good at cleaning up fights and picking off stragglers and chasing and finishing off fights, okay? These characters usually have some sort of dash or even more than one dash that makes them a lot better in the jungle. Don't know what a jungler is? We'll get there. Get it? All-arounders. These are your fighter class or bruiser class in a traditional MOBA, okay? These are not your true tanks, but have more defenses than a lot of in the main damage dealing classes like speedsters or attackers, okay? They want to get up and close personal, outlasting opponents in fights. They usually have some sort of unstoppable move, meaning that they're immune to CC, or they have a move that makes them invincible in some way or form, okay? They often have some form of hard crowd control, but not always, but usually, okay, like a knock up or a stun or a grab. Champ. You did it! It happened again! It happened again! Anyway, they should be the ones to start the fight, okay? Along with your supports and your tanks, these are the ones that's going to be at the forefront initiating for you, okay? Most of these characters are pretty much good. Garchomp also exists. Hello. Defenders. These are tanks. They tank stuff. Pick Snorlax. Finally, your supporter class, okay? It's exactly what it says. They support. They have utility. They're not necessarily the best at dealing damage, but more often than not, they're a little bit tankier than the attack classes that you would normally find, but obviously not as tanky. They sometimes have some hard CC, and sometimes, for the most part, if you're playing with the correct abilities, have a lot of really good CC, and they're incentivized to play around a certain style, okay? Not necessarily about scoring, but more keeping your team alive via peel or crowd control mitigation or some form of healing or shielding, okay? Your job as a supporter is not to carry, but to make sure your team stays alive, make sure that they are able to do what they do, okay? At the time of this recording, okay, Wigglytuff is absolutely busted, okay? Pick that character, okay? Pick that character. It is August 2021. Pick that character. Some more supporters, such as Blissey, are coming down the pipeline, which may mitigate a lot of the current supporter meta that's happening right now. But most of the supporters are pretty good. By most, I mean 2 out of the 3, which are Eldegoss and Wigglytuff. Mr. Mime also exists. For the most part, you could pick almost anyone in the game and find some degree of success. Obviously, if you pick better characters, you'll probably win more, but for the most part, you can pick virtually whoever you want. Garchomp is also in the game. They did him so bad, bro. He's crazy. That character. So, alright, now it's time to go over some items, okay? So you pick your Pokemon, and now it's time to pick your items. You've decided, alright, I want to play this Pokemon. What item might go best with which? Now, there are 2 types of items that we're going to talk about. If you want to know exactly what each and every item does, go in the description below. I've put a couple of links to Serebii that's going to help you get a lot of detail into not only how to upgrade your items, but what each of the effects do at each given point. So, I'm not going to go in depth like that, Serebii. Just go ahead and read. Go ahead and read something nowadays. Go ahead and scroll down, read that after you watch this video. But you get 1 battle item. In any other game, this is like your relic or your supporter or your summoner item, whatever it is, your summoner spell. Okay, this is things like Blink, you know, CC immunity, things like that. We're just going to go through them real quick, so that way you guys know what each of them do. All right, these are your battle items. Potion, it heals stuff, and it sucks. X attack, do more damage. X speed, go fast. Fluffy Tail, helps you kill wild Pokemon kind of faster. Eject button, it's blink, pick it. Slow smoke, it's smoke, that slows. Full heal, removes all the crowd control you have and actually makes you immune to crowd control for a little bit. Goal getter, makes getting goals faster. So yeah, you're going to be picking eject button in 99% of scenarios. Unless you're playing a character with multiple dashes, then you don't necessarily need it. You might opt for something else like slow smoke, even X attack or full heal. But for the most part, most of these battle items are kind of trash. But pick eject button when you don't know what to do. Got it? Now we're going to get into your held items, okay? There are so many. I'm just going to give you a brief description of each one of them. Is unique in a way where they all do very, very different things, but obviously some are just way better than others. Okay, you get to hold up to 3 when finally you get your trainer up to the level where you're able to hold 3. And they vary in terms of level from 1 to 30. Okay, so you're going to get the baseline level 1, it's going to do a thing. At level 10, it's going to do that thing better. And at level 20, the effect is at its max. The effect that it has on the item won't get any better than that. Okay, it does go up to level 30, but that will just increase the stats that you get from the item. It won't make the effect that you get from the item. Speed round, you ready? It doesn't matter if you're ready, this is a video. Eos Cookie, when you score, you get more health and it gives you health. Assault Vest, when you're not fighting, you get a shield for special attack, it gives you HP and special defense. Attack Weight, same thing as the cookie, but for attack. Buddy Barrier, It's busted. When you ult and you get a shield and your teammate gets a shield and you get HP, get this item. Energy Amplifier. Okay, when you use your Unite move, your ultimate move, you do more damage. It also makes you so you get your Unite move faster. EXP share. When you have the lowest amount of EXP on your team, you get more XP per second, but you don't get XP from sharing the damage on wild Pokemon. So it's really good on supports. Floatstone. When you're out of combat for long enough, you move faster. It also gives you movement speed and attack. Focus Band. When you're about to die, you heal for 3 seconds. It gives you defense and special defense. It's pretty good. Leftovers. It does what Leftovers does in literally every game. If you don't know what Leftovers does in every game, it heals you. Muscle Band. When you hit someone with a basic attack, you deal a percentage of their missing health. Okay, you get attack speed and attack damage. Rocky Helmet. When you take a bunch of damage, you deal some damage back to people who are around you. It's okay. And by okay, I mean it's awful. Scope Lens. It gives you crit and helps you crit more and does more damage when you crit. So that way when you crit more. Get it? Score Shield. When you try to score, you get a shield. And when you have that shield, they cannot stop you from scoring. Okay? It gives you HP. Shell Belt. When you hit people with your moves, you heal a bunch. Gives you special attack and it gives you cooldown. Special attack specs. It's like the cookie and the weight, but for special attack, it's also bad. So most of these items are not really that good. You're going to be using only maybe about a third of them on any given Pokemon. Standouts being things like Buddy Barrier, Muscle Band, Scope Lens, Assault Vest, Energy Amplifier, EXP Share, Floatstone, things like that. Okay, for the most part, all of the things that when you score you get more, they're kind of bad. But getting a lot of these items to level 20 is really the benchmark. You should be able to do your entire competitive climb by getting 3 to 6 of these items to level 20. All right, now this is where we need to have the rubber meet the road, okay? I'm going to literally teach you the flow of the 10-minute game that is Pokemon Unite. So pay attention. Pay attention. First of all, let's start with the roles, okay? In an average game of Pokemon Unite, for the most part, this is how it goes, okay? Pull up the map. 2 lanes, one at the top and then one at the bottom, okay? You also have that huge middle area. That middle area is called the jungle. It's where a bunch of buffs are, a bunch of free XP is. What you would do normally is you would send a tank and a damage dealer to one lane and a support and a damage dealer to another lane. That way there's damage in both lanes. There's also support and bulkiness in both lanes as well. In the jungle, you're gonna send your jungler to go ahead and scoop up as much XP as possible, get to as high level as possible, okay? And they're going to go ahead and do whatever junglers do. There is only one jungler. I repeat, there is only one jungler. Basically, the entirety of the game revolves around objectives, right? There's no items. Although killing your opponent is kind of important for EXP reasons, for the most part, okay, a majority of the game, in fact, the first 8 minutes revolve around 2 major objectives. Let's talk about them. Let's start from the top of the map down, okay? Rotom at the top of the map, okay, spawns at 7 minutes. In fact, so does the thing at the bottom of the map, spawns at 7 minutes. And they will respawn after 2 minutes every time they are captured. Rotom pushes a lane and stuns it, so you can score instantly on that particular goal, okay? It's cool, sure, but Dreadnought is the most important objective on the map before 2 minutes, okay? Your whole team gets free XP for killing it, and you get a shield on top of it that just stays until it goes away, okay? It is so important in a game with no items, no gold, no income really, other than experience, for your team to be as high level as possible until the end of the game. The higher level you are, the better your abilities usually are, and the higher chance you have at winning team fights and securing objectives. Dreadnought is important. Do the Dreadnought. Got it? At the 2 minute mark, the whole game turns into a completely different kind of game. So those first 8 minutes, you played them, you had fun, but it's 2 minutes and you just wasted 8 because those have literally no bearing on what's about to happen. The last 2 minutes of the game in Pokemon Unite are probably a million times more important than the first 8 minutes. Why? Because of 2 main reasons. First, After the 2-minute mark, all points you score in any given goal, however you score them, are worth double. Second, in the middle of the map, spawns Zapdos. One of the original legendaries, the legendary electric bird, Zapdos. Not the cool one that can kick you in the face. The cool one that will shock you in the face. Thought I was gonna roast him. No. Regardless, Zapdos is by far the most important objective in the game. It gives your team points, it stuns all of your opponent's goals so that way you can score instantly on them. I mean, literally all of them. And it throws an AoE on your opponents that does half their HP. Okay? It's insane. Okay? So, when we talk about the game flow, we're going to talk about how to play around this. However, in general, keep this in mind. When you are certain that you're winning, and when I say certain, I mean there's no way you can know for certain because you can't see the score. The game is incentivizing you to take the Zapdos. Resist. Okay? You can play defense around Zapdos if you're for sure that you're winning. Okay? You also are going to want to defend any goals you might have, especially the first tier goals, the ones furthest from your base, because those are really easy points for your opponent to score. But for the most part, you do not need to get Zapdos. You can play defense. But if you're losing, well, in the middle of the map, there's this giant, hey, I get to win now button, so you might as well fight it. So work with your team as best you can if you're stacking with as many people as you possibly can, okay? And try to coordinate around this objective. It is literally the whole game, okay? In general, the game flow goes like this. It's pretty easy, okay? Damage dealers take most of the XP and most of the last hits on wild Pokemon to get the most XP. Build up as much XP as they can until the 7-minute mark. At 7 minutes, at least 4 of your teammates should go down to the Dreadnought, preferably everyone, but it's okay if you leave one guy up there so the other guy doesn't do Rotom for free. That's okay. It's on a case-by-case basis. Coordinate with your team. After you secure the Dreadnought, if the Rotom is still up, go ahead and have everybody go up and rotate for your Rotom. 2 minutes will pass of you farming, making sure you're, getting as much XP as humanly possible by either capturing wild Pokemon or destroying your opponent or even scoring, okay, to push the objective further. Go back down, do Dreadnought, and do that until the 2-minute mark. Once you do the 2-minute mark, don't throw out Zapdos. Either secure it, steal it, defend it, whatever it is you got to do in that particular game, make sure you get it done. And then you win. It's literally that simple. The game's not very difficult. I'm not going to go into the finer details of like positioning and shot calling and synchronizing ultimates and CC. You're going to get all that by playing and also watching, really good players stream and really good streamers like me at twitch.tv/TitoKMF. So there it is. Your basic guide to playing the most simple MOBA to ever be created and released. This game is easy, so if you're still bad at it after this video and after playing it for any time, get out of my game. Out of here. Sicken me. You're welcome.
Now get your ass out of my games until you stop being trash.